So three times hitting his tail after he's hatched will get rid of him. And there's what would be a star if I'd done this properly. I could go back and get the stars with Mario, but that would take a while. I mean, I could go and get 120 with Mario to unlock the Luigi game, but that would take a long time, and frankly, I don't think it's worth it. Especially since these are the easier stars. Alright, one star that I can't get again, and one star that I've gotten again, so that leaves 4. Cosmic proportions. Nom 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 nom. And that is the Luma who will get sent soon. So where there's a hungry Luma, you need to collect a lot of star bits. Or at least a lot in proportion to how many there are. If there are only, 25 that you could get before the Hungry Luma, then you're not going to need to collect 50. You'll need like 20 or so. I'm just making up these numbers, but they're approximate values. I tend to collect way more star bits than you need in the game, but when you go into a world, you can't use star bits that you got before you went into that world, before you went in that particular time. So I can't use my 1,000 plus star bits to feed this Hungry Luma. I can only use those 32. Yeah, you can shoot star bits with B to stun enemies. But I generally don't do that. Oh, whoops. I generally don't do that because number one, there are other ways to stun enemies, and number two, you need star bits for other purposes, like feeding Hungry Lumas. There are also some well, they look kind of like Hungry Lumas. You'll see them occasionally, usually before tough parts, and you can pay them like 20 or 30 star bits, and they'll give you a choice of an extra life or a red mushroom, which puts your life up to 6. It puts your life up to 6 until it goes back down to 3. Wait, no, I didn't say that right. You have an extra up to 3 health, but you lose the possibility of having that 3 health if you lose all 3 of them. So if you have 5 or 4, then you can get it back to 6. But if you have 3, then you can't get the extra health anymore. Anyway, this is all beside the point because I'm not at one of those places yet. So I need to figure out where this Hungry Luma is, then I need to find out how many star bits it wants. These are pull stars. You aim at one with the Wii remote and press A. I know it might get a little distracting when I have the cursor on the screen, but you do need it on the screen for a lot of things. It's a pretty big part of the game, so I'm sorry. I mean, I think I'm just gonna have to do it. Whoa, whoa. I was afraid that would happen. Ow. Double. Yeah, it won't knock you down if you use it to hit something, but if you miss, then get out of the way. Like that. I'm glad they have a Luigi game here. You know, Luigi, I think often gets the short end of the stick. Which is understandable because he's not the main character, but it's nice to see a lot of people have noted Luigi has more personality than Mario. I'd probably have to agree with that statement. And he certainly has more survival instinct than Mario. Or stronger survival instinct. I'm not sure where that would take. So for every 50 star bits, you get an extra life. That doesn't include star bits that you use up in one way or another. It's just the first time your total hits 50 or 100 or 150 or whatever on a stage on a particular attempt, you get a free life. You can get several free lives on the same attempt in this way. Here's the Hungry Luma. I want to see if I can get a coin. Oh, yes. You're a coin. Okay, now you're a coin. Alright, these guys are Hungry Lumas. They're the excessively cute things of the game. They remind me kind of like Kirby. They kind of remind me of Kirby. Nom nom nom. So when you feed a Hungry Luma, it will turn into a new planet, or if you're on the world map, into a new galaxy. So another thing, I'm not sure how these videos are going to look. I'm pretty sure they won't look any worse than my Metroid Prime 3 videos. I'm hoping they can look better, because I've recently figured out how to get the videos onto YouTube in higher resolution than I had before. Of course, this is kind of counteracted by the fact that I was recording on a TV, when I was at home, I was recording on a TV that wasn't as good as the one I have here. So I'm hoping that with the combination of the better TV, the digital TV, and my figuring out how to do it in high resolution, I can make these things look better. They still won't be great, but they'll be better than they were. As in other Mario games, a green mushroom gives you an extra life. Oh wait, I got one already. It's back on the other star. Alright, anyway. So, once you feed the Hungry Luma... I'm not gonna bother with that guy. I know that... Yikes! Okay, I accidentally fired a star bit. That little sparkly sound was me doing that. So once you feed the Hungry Luma, you use this planet to get to this big capsule-shaped thing at the center of everything in this galaxy. Oh, one thing I love about this game is the soundtrack. I think it was a great idea to get a full orchestra to do this stuff. I think the Good Egg Galaxy music is one of the best tracks. It's just it's a great like first track for a game. And they could have just thought, oh, well, this is a space game. We could just go with like space age stuff using synthesizers. Okay, there's something I don't think you could do with Mario. I don't think Mario could have jumped that high to get to the other gravity zone. The arrows point which way is down, and a big part of this game is figuring out which way is down. So, gravity gets reversed when you go between the blue and the red parts. Anyway, the soundtrack in this game I think is excellent. They could have gone with synthesizers and figured, oh, that'll make it sound Space Age. But instead they said, no, we're going to get a full orchestra to do this. At least for a lot of the tracks. And I think it worked out really well. Being a musician myself, I really